Welcome back, everyone. Friar Tech here. This is my epoch, and I thought I had made a video about how to help the homeless. Maybe I talked about it during a live stream, and I just missed it. But somebody asked a question, and I'm like, and I went through to look through my videos, and I'm like, man, apparently I didn't make a video about this, and I think this is probably one of the most important things. So this is going to be a direct video completely talking about how to help the homeless. So let's say you see somebody and they're like, and you know, you're like, man, I want to help them. Okay, I see them, they're hustling, they're doing whatever or whatever it may be, and you get it in your heart and in your head, and you just say, look, I want to help this person. Okay, first word of advice: whatever you see as the end result will not be what the end result is. Okay, because you see it from your perspective without understanding all the different stumbling blocks that are in place. And so the average homeless person, if you actually want to help them, you're going to get to know them. Spend a couple of weeks. Okay, here's a great example. So when I was in Portland, and I tell this story quite frequently, when I was in Portland, I had this guy that he worked at a print shop, and he probably stopped by and have a chat with me 2 or 3 times a week just to get to know me, see how I was doing, what was going on, and if there was anything he could do. Hey, do you need food? No, I'm good. Do you need this? No, I'm good. Do you need that? No, I'm good. I just like the fact that you show up and you're my friend, because sometimes people just need a cheerleader, sometimes people just need a friend, but you won't know what somebody needs until you sit back and have a conversation with them. And also, you've got to look at their level of integrity, okay? Because I know a lot of you guys, they're like, man, I want to do it, but I want to make sure that I'm doing it with the right person. A good rule of thumb, and this happened to me in San Francisco. It was frustrating to me, and I almost walked away from it, but it turned out to be one of the best experiences I had. So I was doing street sheets in the subway. I think it was like Union Square or something like that, or UN Plaza, where I was doing the street sheets. This guy comes by, gives me his scratch-off ticket, says, here you go. I offered him a paper. He's like, no, I don't want it. I just wanted to help the homeless. It helps my karma out, whatever. I was like, but I'm opening up in a new internet lounge down here, and I could definitely use somebody. He didn't think I was actually going to show up. I showed up every day for like a month. Hey, how's it going? Oh, hey, you need help with this? Hey, you need help with that? Hey, da 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 da. Until finally he got tired of me showing up, and he's like, okay, yeah, the shop's ready. You can go ahead and you can have the upstairs area, no problem. You're good. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, awesome. And so I began to work for him. Now, this is the guy, if you ever hear me talk about meeting a Rothschild, this was the Rothschild that I met. Okay. And I won't tell you a lot of the other stuff that was going on out of there, but I will tell you that I did work for a pimp for a minute out of that whole establishment. It was definitely an experience. I mean, San Francisco is complete anarchy. But the thing is somebody's got to show that they want it, whether it be, okay, be here at this time, we're going to have lunch, and we're going to sit back and we're going to discuss, whatever it is that you need to do. Are they going to show up? Are they going to put their best foot forward? Things like that. Because if you're going to help somebody, if somebody actually wants some help, they understand that there's going to be certain criteria that they have to meet. Now, if they're just looking for $1, they may play you along for a while, and they may be really good at it, but you also got to be prepared for it. And you got to be, it's just like when you go and you get your weed out on the streets, okay? You just have to it's part of your budget that sometimes there's going to be somebody that sells you something that you didn't want because they were more interested in making $1 than they were in being honest in their product, okay? And that happens. You cannot let that jade you, like, oh, I helped one person out and they da 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 da. Well, you know what? Not everybody's like that. You just need to be able to read the signs and so on and so forth. Is the person are they in a recovery program? What's their plans on getting out of a recovery program? What are their plans for life? What is it that they want to do? And just because you don't agree with what the way that they want to do it, because most people don't agree with the fact that I'm going to be a YouTuber, I'm going to be a content creator, and this is how I'm going to do it and get on my feet, okay? So you got to be willing to accept it, but you also got to understand, it's like, okay, am I willing to invest in this person, okay? And you have to do it without, there are going to be some strings attached, but you have to do it with as pure a possible intent as possible. Okay, it's something that is very it's going to burn you out quicker if you start thinking, oh, well, I want you to go do this. Well, I thought you'd get an 80 on the test score. You failed it. I just wasted my money. You suck. No. You can't do that, because everybody's at a different level. You need to really take the time to get to know the individual so that you know what it is that they need. And, whether it be just because there are guys out here that are just like, yeah, I get up, I go to work, I work all day. There's no point in me paying rent in a place that I'll never be in. And, I enjoy my work. I sit back in my camp, I drink my beer. Okay. Maybe, just sitting here's a 6-pack of beer, for your day off or something like that, or just being their friend and sitting around a campfire and drinking a beer with them. That might be your thing to do with them. Okay. But when it comes to helping the homeless, I can't give you a blanket way of this is how you help the homeless, because each person has their own unique way. For example, me, with wanting to be a content creator, until I get the ad revenue and the subscribers up to a point where I can be self-sufficient, I ask that if you have value, if you find value in the work in which I do, and you find value in the content, leave me a tip in the tip jar. 10 people put $2 in because they find value over a few hundred views. It adds up, and it's not like you have to put in 5, 10, 20, whatever dollars, but this is what I do to be able to keep myself going. With the expenses that I have to have in order to be able to support me, to be able to support Sam, somebody like me, you'd want to make an investment in. Okay, if that was something that you're like, okay, I can get behind that. This guy's doing at least he's doing something. But there are people out there that are like, no, unless you go out and get a job. Well, then those people aren't going to have no real intent of helping, because there are so many different ways to make money. Somebody just may need a cheerleader. They may need somebody to give them connections of, hey, I can introduce you to this person, and see how they work out. Hey, I'll have you come clean my house, once a week, and I'll give you $50 for doing it. Something like that. It's to be able to give them some form of work, because I met a guy when I was in Shreveport, and that's what he was doing, is people were just coming up and having him come do little things around the house. So when I was in Houston, and San Antonio, I went and knocked doors. I said, hey, I'm new in the area. I'm trying to get myself a place so I can get a job, because I can't get a job without a place. Do you have any work that I could do for you? Oh yeah, I'll pay you $5 just to get the leaves up. Something, because people want to help you, so on and so forth. But if somebody would have said, hey, yeah, and I can get you hooked up with these 3, 4, or 5 people, that would have been way more helpful. I probably would have started in business much younger than what I did, and I probably would have had a completely different situation. But people were at least able to meet me where I was and say, yeah, here's $5 if you clean up my front yard. Okay, great, fantastic. If you mow my yard, yeah, I'll give you $20, whatever. Okay, because that was the way in which I approach people. But it all boils down to the fact of getting to know the person and knowing if you like them enough, because there's gonna be hiccups and trip ups. You don't get out here by being a perfect human being. You have these issues, and you need to be able to work through those issues with the individual to kind of, you're not their counselor, but you're their friend that understands that these people are going to fall on their face a few times, and they want somebody that is going to be there and still be their friend after they fell on their face, instead of walk away like everybody else has. Because that's the hardest thing for a lot of people that deal with addiction, is sometimes when you relapse, you not only do you lose all your friends and your family no longer trust you, but you've got nothing. And instead of being able to have the cheerleaders behind your back to kind of tell you to get up on your feet and we're rooting for you, just they're left on their own, and that could very well leave them in that pit, instead of actually being helpful to them, to like, hey, we know you're going to fall on your face, you're probably going to do it a couple more times, but you know what, we're here, we got you back. Okay, that's the difference. Okay, so you guys know how to help the channel. Become a subscriber. Make sure you share this video. Everything else is down in the description. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.